Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I'm your host, Joe Garcia. So go ahead and grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's dive right on into these topics, shall we? Starting with our game news topics of the day. And actually, before I get started, I'm having a bit of a dyslexic day. Maybe it's because I'm actually working now, so my head is feeling all over the place. So I might be stumbling through this, so forgive me. If you guys are interested in it without hearing me fucking babble about it, go ahead and go into the description down below, and I'll have links to all the articles so you can check it out for yourself. But that being said, guys, let's go ahead and check this out here. And our first game news topic of the day, and I do not know how to pronounce this. So Ayaneo has announced a monster of a new gaming handheld. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this gaming handheld. So this is the handheld that they have announced. Looks pretty nice. Uh, we're going to take a look at some of the specs and some of the details, but this is the new handheld we're going to be discussing. It's gonna be called the Next 2. Features a 9-inch 165 hertz LED screen, AMD Ryzen A Max 395 chipset, dual cooling fans, and a massive 115-watt battery. Includes dual touchpad, uh, Hall effect joysticks. I think I'm saying that right. And triggers, customized rear buttons, and an Xbox style uh, D-pad. Yeah, I guess you can. Well, I mean that's more of a directional pad. Anyways, I'm being a stickler at that point. But anyways, I know Ayano. How do you guys fucking pronounce this? Let me know. Let me know how to pronounce this. Anyways, has not announced release time or price, but given past models, the next two is expected to be a costly competitor to the Steam Deck and other handheld PCs like the new Xbox Ali. What's it called? Ali X, I think it's called. But yeah, guys, we got another new handheld coming out. It seems like this is going to be the way to go for handhelds, and I'm very curious because I know that there's rumors out there that we got the new Xbox handheld, we got the Steam Deck, we got this handheld coming out, and I know PlayStation is probably looking into doing another handheld when they six. So I'm very curious how that's all going to turn out. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you guys excited for these new handheld devices coming out? All right, guys. That being said, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic of the day is regarding the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer has basically released 2 years ago this December. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article from Game Rant. And I'm actually happy because this was something that I actually thought of on my own time. So we don't really need to go over the article, but just so you guys know, it says here the first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer was released in December 2023, shattering YouTube records, uh, uh, but promised a 2025 launch that has since slipped. Rockstar uh, Rockstar has twice postponed the release, now set for a November 19, 2026 release, with layoffs, pricing rumors, and added controversy going on. With only two trailers released so far, speculation continues about the new reveals as players await for one of the gaming's most anticipated launches. So yeah, guys. Basically, I thought it was funny that this article mentioned this because I literally thought about this the other day because I wanted to check out the trailer and I realized that the first one came out 2 years ago. So it's wild that we're getting 2 years of advertisement for Grand Theft Auto. We're still not going to be seeing it till November of 2026. Is actually basically a who knows if we're going to get another delay. But I think it's wild that they took that long to market. I already think that there's a problem within the game and even the movie industry about trailers releasing. The fact that they released it in December of 2023 and the game wasn't going to come out till 2025, I think marketing needs to be at least a 4, maybe even 6, depending on how big the movie is. It can be a 6 month marketing push, and the fact that they did this a year out before the release, and now because of all the delays, it's now 2 years out, is kind of wild to me. So yeah, I can't believe that we're sitting this far away from an actual trailer release before we even get the content of the game and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the drama going on at Rockstar right now is I think a little more prevalent to delays than they would like us to know. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Can you believe it's been 2 years since the last you saw the Grand Theft Auto 6's first trailer? All right, guys. That being said, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic of the day is regarding the Metal Gear Solid 4 remake. Will be quite a challenge, says Konami's MGS series producer. MGS, of course, stands for Metal Gear Solid. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article from So, according to this article, producer, I'm going to butcher his name, so forgive me, but producer Noraki Okamura says Konami may pursue either another remake or a brand new Metal Gear Solid game following MGS's Delta Snake Eater. Forgive me. Okamura, damn it, I hate when I can't pronounce people's names. Anyways, emphasize that the future project will require unique development methods rather than reusing Delta's production models. While the remake, excuse me, while a remastered port is rumored for Master Collection Volume 2, Okamura noted that the game's quality PS3 era code makes a full remake particularly difficult. Okay. So basically, the reason for this is because if you guys don't know, the PlayStation 3 era, the way that they had their encoding, basically their code base for developing PS3, was very specific to the point where even today it's hard to get emulations for PS3 games. And this is why you don't see a lot of backwards compatibility when it comes to PS3 PS5. It's just a bitch to get that code base, and I'm sure that they're regretting it now, but called the hindsight's 2020 or whatever. But yeah, that's the reason that we're kind of seeing PS3 games more go into the remake model than a remaster model, because that's just too much of a hassle to get that going for PS3 games unless you have the original code base, a la Charted, a la damn it, why can't I think of it? The Last of Us and stuff like that. So yeah, if this main studio has it, but they should still have their original code, but because it's so long ago and it's been so long, maybe they just haven't updated it or haven't kept it up to date, or they weren't remastering it for the PS4 and things forward maybe. But so yeah, that's probably why we're going to be seeing them have to remaster it if they're going to have to. But it's going to be a bit of a bitch, as said here article. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you guys hoping for a Metal Gear Solid 4 remake? Or are you guys okay with them just trying to find a way to remaster it instead of remake it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, guys. That being said, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic is regarding the Splinter Cell remake sees the return of director David Grivel after leaving in late 2022. So we didn't get to talk about this because we just started our podcast this year, but apparently, according to this article, that this director left in 2022 and now he has returned, which I'm curious what the circumstances are. But former Splinter Cell Blacklist designer David Grivel is back as game director for the long-awaited remake. First announced nearly 4 years ago, the remake has shown little beyond concept art, with Gravel, however the fuck you pronounce his last name, excuse me, previously leaving to work on Battlefield 6. His return signals Ubisoft's continued intent to deliver the remake through constraint. Anyways, they fucking plan on giving you guys the remake. But I'm very curious as to why he originally left. I know that they said he worked on Battlefield 6, but I wonder if there was issues going on with the story for him to leave a project that I'm pretty sure he's very very passionate about working on it for so long, or maybe he just needed a bit of time away and then he came back. But it's nice to see someone return. It's always good to have someone that cares about a project come in and kind of take the lead or retake the reins about designing it. And the fact that he's going to be, what are these coming in? The game director. The fact that he's coming back as the game director, which is also very interesting, because if they've been working on this for 4 years, what the fuck has been going on with the game direction in this past 4 years? It's a remake, not a whole new game or a whole new story that's set in the past. You go based off the first one. Now, sure, I'm sure they're redesigning gameplay and stuff like that, but that shouldn't take a lot from the story or anything other what thing that the direction's going for the game. So I'm curious how this is all going to pan out, but I do love that we're going to get someone in there that actually loves and cares about the game, and I'm sure is very happy to be returning to the team, and I'm sure he got a nice fat paycheck to return to helm this. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Me personally, I cannot wait for another Splinter Cell game. I think the last one that I really enjoyed, I can't even remember what it was called, but the last one I enjoyed was not even grounded one. It was, I mean, I wish I remember what it was called, but it was one of the ones. Anyways, let's go ahead and move over to our next game news topic of the day, and or our last game news topic of the day. And our last game news topic of the day is regarding as IO has of course. Oh, sorry. Seniors at IO say that of course there's going to be a Hitman 4 in development. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article from IGN. So according to this article, Hitman 4 confirmed, but not going to happen anytime soon. CEO Hakan Abra says a new sequel will follow after co-op arrives in World of Assassin. IOI is currently developing 007 First Light due March 2026. Ongoing Hitman content and new multiplayer fantasy IP with over 85 million players and 25 million copies sold. Hitman remains a current Stone series for IOI. Oh god, sorry guys, my dyslexia is just fucking kicking in hard today. But anyways, the point being is IOI recently released a game, Mind's Eye, that didn't do very well. So they definitely need their games to be hitting when it comes to Hitman and 7. And to know that they're working on a Hitman 4 is awesome, because my worries about this is if you watch the 007 trailer, while yes, it's very cinematic, it does have a lot of Hitman esque style gameplay. If you can, it very much feels like a Hitman game. So hopefully, what they can do is kind of utilize some of the assets from the 007 game, and by assets I mean kind of like the game design, things of that sort, and maybe even environment, and really utilize that in a Hitman 4 style game, which I think would be very beneficial for them as a studio. As I don't think they're going to be focusing on fixing anything for Mind's Eye unless they really pull something out of their ass like they did with you called CD Project Red did for Cyberpunk. Anyways, guys, that being said, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for a Hitman 4? All right, guys, that does it for our game news topic of the day. We're going to go ahead and move over to our movie topics. First movie news topic of the day is regarding critics hail James Cameron's Avatar Fire and Ash as the ultimate cinematic spectacle ahead of its release. Now, we do not have the Rotten Tomato score as of yet because I think we have an embargo, but we did get some of the social media reactions for this. But critics have called the third Avatar film bold, immersive, and technically groundbreaking, with Kurt Courtney Howard, excuse me. Well, Courtney Howard saying it reminds audiences. Oh, it reminds audiences of what movies theaters were built for. While some note the narrative is less compelling, the film expands Pandora with new tribe and stunning 3D spectacle. The film is set to open on December 19th. Fire and Ash must perform Oh, sorry. Fire and Ash must perform to secure James Cameron's plan for a fourth and fifth installment, which is weird because you have the first one making $2 billion. You got the second one making $2 billion. Why the fuck does this one need to make $2 billion in order to get four and five? It makes no sense. They should have already had the budget for. Maybe it just costs that much to develop because the CGI is just absolutely. All right, guys. Hold on. We still got here some social media reactions for the movie. James Cameron did it again. Avatar: Fire and Ash is jaw dropping from start to finish, and easily one of the most visually stunning films to hit theaters. Years I've never felt so immersed in it like this. What here? Let's scroll down. Let's read one more from. Let's see who's at the bottom here. All right, this is our last one. Is Avatar: Fire and Ash is a staggering achievement of filmmaking and an all-around phenomenal. Jesus, can't read. Phenomenal film. James Cameron raises the stakes It's bigger, better, and more emotional than ever before. It was gorgeous visually. It has gorgeous visuals, thrilling new characters, and is a technical marvel. Loved it. I'm wondering. I didn't read all these. I wonder if anyone has anything. Best unexpected. Most of the early social media comments are always positive because people want to focus on good, such limit. But I'm very curious if anyone had anything bad to say. But I cannot wait for this movie. I have my tickets already for the night. For the calendar here. It's no, I have my tickets for the 18th, that Thursday. So I can't wait to check it out. But let me know what you guys think about the comments. Does it make you guys more excited for Avatar Fire and Ash? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, guys, that being said, let's move over to our next movie news topic. And our next movie news topic is Paramount has announced a new Sonic Universe film set for holiday 2028. I didn't take a look at the article from Game Informer. And according to this article, Paramount and Sega Sammy Group are developing a fifth live action Sonic movie for a 2028 holiday season. Uh, Dubbed as Sonic Universe Project, the untitled film may explore characters beyond Sonic following the success of Paramount Plus's Knuckles series. Arriving after Sonic the Hedgehog 4 in 2027, the announcement builds on a trilogy that has grossed 1.2 billion worldwide. I honestly think this is probably going to be our Shadow the Hedgehog movie. It makes sense for them to have Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog, so hopefully that's what the movie we end up getting. I'm very curious how it's going to turn out because I think Jim Carrey is the true star of the, and I'm very happy we've got to see him in Sonic movie so far. So I'm very curious if he's going to be returning for the next one, if at all, and hopefully he does. Now I know that there's other villains and other things that they can do and introduce and kind of move away from Jim Carrey, but we're gonna have to see how the fourth one performs because I don't believe he's gonna be in the fourth one if I'm not mistaken. So I'm very curious what they're gonna be doing with this next holiday film. I do think it's gonna be Shadow the Hedgehog since we already got the Knuckles series, and Shadow seems to be a more prevalent figure, especially with Keanu Reeves voicing him. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you guys excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 and for another Sonic Universe movie set for 2020? All right, guys. That being said, let's move over to our next movie news topic of the day. And our next movie news topic is regarding the Fast and the Furious director James Wan is set to helm a Helldivers movie. Go ahead and take a look at the article from IGN. So, according to this article, it looks like the Fast and the Furious and Star Trek Beyond director Justin Lin. I said James Wan. Anyways, Justin Lin, my fault. James Wan is the he's another great Fast and Furious director. But anyways, Justin Lin will lead the live action Helldivers movie, written by Greg Duberman. I think I'm pronouncing his name horribly wrong. From It and Annabelle fame, the film is backed by Sony Pictures and PlayStation Productions. Announced after Helldivers 2 became PlayStation's fastest selling title, the adaptation draws on the franchise's Starship Trooper style sci-fi roots. And that's my biggest fear of a movie for the Helldivers is I feel like a lot of people are going to say that this is a off of Starship Troopers, which I mean technically is. I'm sure it's very much inspired by Starship Troopers, but it does have a lot of that same feel. So I'm curious how Justin Lin is going to come into this and what he's going to do differently because I feel like he needs to differentiate himself right off the bat from what they did in Starship Troopers. Because if they don't differentiate themselves, then they might as well just do a Starship Trooper movies instead of a Helldivers movie. So I'm curious how this is going to turn out. I think he's a phenomenal director. You know, I'm sure he's had. Now he's worked on a lot of Fast and Furious movies, and they haven't all been the best, but I think that over the top aspect of things is more suited for a Helldivers type movie than it is for a Fast and the Furious movie because Fast and Furious is a bunch of race car drivers that became super spies and can do super power things like pull down buildings. So I think someone from Super Earth and that has, genetically modified enhancements to be a super soldier and to fight aliens is more suited for that kind of action set pieces, if you ask me. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you guys one excited for a Helldivers movie, and number two, do you like the fact that Justin Lin will be directing the movie? Let me know. All right, guys. That being said, let's move over to our next movie news topic of the day. And our next movie news topic of the day is regarding Emmy-winning director Frederick E.O. Toye. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is set to helm the first two episodes of the Paramount's God of War series. Now, I'm very, very happy about this, and I'll explain. Oh wait, do I not have it open? Hold on, let me pull something up before we go to this article because I thought I had his IMDb open, but I accidentally closed it. So, let's see, where is it? There it is. Sorry guys for the wait. There we go. All right. That being said, let's take a look at this article. So according to this article, it looks like Emmy-winning director Frederick E.O. Toye, I think that's how I pronounce it, will helm the first two episodes of God of War adaptation now in pre-production in, Vancouver. The Sony Picture Television and Amazon MGM series has already secured a two-season order with veteran showrunner Ronald D. Moore leading the project, and a lot of people say he's the best showrunner of all time. No, I never seen Battlestar Galactica, so I wouldn't know. The series will adapt 2018's God of War and its Norse mythology setting, following the franchise's evolution from its Greek mythology origins. Now, my hope was when they eventually did a God of War, because I'm a God of War fan. I love this series. I grew up playing this game. I remember asking my mom to buy it for me at Walmart, and the guy telling her that, sure you want to get this for him, it's rated M. And I was like, Mama, please. She hooked me up. So thank you, Mom, if you're watching. And as you can see, I got the 20th year controller. If you look here at my house, I have the Thor's hammer from the special edition. I have the other first game special edition with Kratos and stuff like that. I even have right here, if you can see, this is the PSP games that are ported to the PlayStation 3. I have a PlayStation 3 in this room just so I can play God of War. I really don't else on it. But that being said, my hope was when we were doing this series was to have it start from the Greek mythology, but hopefully maybe we'll get a prequel series if these do well at some point. We'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. But the point is that this director, so I know he's an Emmy winner, but my fear was, what kind of shows does he work on? The heavily dramatic shows or the action packed shows? Like, what kind of shows did he win Emmys on? While I don't know the exact shows he's won Emmys on, the shows that he has worked on is something that impresses me, makes me very happy for contributing to God of War. Now, mind you, he has directed 3 episodes of The Boys. Now, I'm gonna say this: I don't know if those 3 episodes that he directed were the good episodes, the bad episodes, or something in between. But let's just say it's something in between. Phenomenal. I love it. Shogun. Don't even get me fucking started. Shogun was absolutely phenomenal and great show. He directed 4 episodes. Fallout, another video game adaptation that did very well. He directed 2 episodes, and then some other series that he's done, The Walking Dead, and Watchmen. So the fact that he has done, video game adaptations, that he has done great shows like Shogun, that he has done comic book movie adaptation or book adaptations like The Boys, just lets me know that he kind of knows what he comes to being behind the camera and directing a show like this. So for him to helm the first 2 episodes, I think is absolutely phenomenal and is absolute for a series like this. I think it's going to turn out beautifully. And my hope and my fear. Oh, also, I think he directed a couple episodes of the upcoming Fallout series. Let's see here. Let's go back. We have the upcoming ones. Let's see. There we go. Fallout right here. We have 3 episodes of the new Fallout season possibly going to be released. So if they wanted him to return, which is so, I just really would love to see what they got of War, and hopefully sets things off with a bang. It's all gonna depend on who they cast as Kratos, who they cast as Atreus. We don't want a kid, and of course Kratos. Well, Kratos doesn't need to be a thespian necessarily. He does need to have a very booming presence and a very stern presence. He needs to feel powerful and feel strong. So hopefully they're able to capture that aspect of Kratos' character. That's my hope. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Do you like the fact that Frederick E.O. Toye, I think that's how you pronounce it, is going to be directing the first two episodes of God of War? I think him combined with Ronald D. Moore as for the as the showrunner for the show is going to be a great combination. I cannot wait to see how it. And I'm very curious who else is going to be directing the other episodes. All right, guys. That being said, let's go ahead and move over to our last movie news topic of the day. And our last movie news topic of the day is regarding Paramount, Netflix, and Capcom has submitted revised biddings for Warner Brothers Discovery as industry faces a shakeup, quote unquote. And take a look at this article here from Deadline. According to this article, there is a three-way bid battle going on between Paramount, Netflix, and Capcom as they have submitted the bidding offers to acquire all the parts of Warner Brothers Discovery, with Paramount targeting the entirety of the company and Netflix and Capcom focusing on the studio and streaming divisions of the company. Analysts estimates the Warner Brothers and HBO and its vast library could be worth about $70 billion. Warner Brothers Discovery market value stood at 59 billion as of Monday. CEO David Zaslav expects the M&A process could conclude by year's end. M&A is mergers and acquisitions process, just so you guys. Analysts see the deals as part of a broader consolidation, marketing, excuse me, broader consolidation, marking the decline of the cable TV era. Though some warn regular hurdles are risky to supply and employment. Typical. Anytime you get companies buying other companies, there's gonna be massive layoffs and less employment because you got multiple same jobs. They're not gonna be running Warner Brothers separate studio, especially studio tends to buy. Which I think out of these three, the lesser of the the worst of the three is Netflix, and I'll explain why. Netflix is they don't focus on theatrical releases. Now, who knows? Maybe buying Warner Brothers might change that, but I very much doubt it. You just saw what they did with the Knives Out movie. They spent what is it, almost 300, like $500 million or some crazy fucking number like that, just to get movies that they're not gonna make on there. They're gonna keep it on their streaming services. It's a waste. And excuse me, guys. And Netflix is just someone that I feel is more interested in expanding their streaming library because HBO and HBO Max has been the best streaming service out of all the streaming services, in my opinion. That's the one that I bought first and the only I'm very having. So it would be nice to get that under one bill, just being able to pay for Netflix and just get HBO. So that's a plus for that. But as far as the movies, and I'm a theatrical person. I love to go to the movies. I'm there every Thursday if I get the opportunity. Hopefully this year will be better. Next year will be better than this year. But I'm hoping to go every Thursday and actually catch a film usually. So I think Netflix would be the now out of the other two, Comcast. Comcast is Universal, if you guys don't know. So I think they would be very interesting to choose because they already have such a massive lot at the Universal lot, and I think that they can. If I'm not mistaken, they're very close together. So I think they could like connect a bridge and connect the two studios or something like that. But I don't think that's something that they're going to end up doing. And Paramount again, another massive studio, so it varies. My hope is that we get an outlier from these three, and Apple just comes and swoops this up. That would be my go-to and my hope for this. But who knows? We're gonna have to wait and see what ends up happening. I just hope Netflix doesn't get it, and if they do, they focus on more theatrical. When it comes to Comcast and Paramount, I mean, those two, either one's fine for me. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Who are you hoping wins this bidding war out of these three? And are you hoping someone comes in out of the weeds and just comes and swoops in and buys it like I do with Apple? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And always remember, guys, stay true, be odd.